Previously in the anime, a war between humans and elves was about to break out, and elves wanted to recruit goblins into their army, but the way that elf group leader spoke showed that goblins were fortunate that they could be of use to elves, so Goburou declined and kicked them out. Their prideful group leader of elf got hurt and brought others to attack Goburou, so Goburou killed a few elves and imprisoned a few. With it he got man powers. Plus a few elf girls, and just like this, he saved kobolds from a skeleton guardian, and they promised to serve Goburou henceforth. Everything was going well for Goburou, and his village and other goblins were growing as well, so the next day when he went over to hunt with Gubkichi, he sensed several humans in the forest, so they followed those intruders, and when they stopped, Goburou eavesdropped and heard that humans planned to kidnap the elf leader's daughter while she returned from a festival. It was clear that someone turned traitor among elves to the tip of the humans, and those humans killed all the guards and even got the princess. At that time, Goburou watched for a while and then he dropped down to save the princess. They carried all the humans back to the village and Goburou took his sweet time to make them spill all the info on the human army, then he ate them and copied their skills, after which, Elf Lady woke up and got nervous enough to show out her wings. She started to think Goburou wants to violate her. So Goburou explained what happened to her slowly and she got angry at him because he stood when her guards were getting killed. So Goburou made it clear he doesn't want to end up between humans and elves. He even warned her about traitors and told her he would take her to the elf village the next day, so rest for today. Then Gobiji wanted to try the elf but Goburou warned her not to lay a hand on her. Then the next day Goburou asked her about her wings, and she told him that only high elves possesses wings, but they never show it to just anyone. Talking with each other like that, they traveled for 3 hours to reach elf village. Other elves were alert over ogres, but Princess calmed them down, and then they goes over to meet the elf leader and he thanked Goburou for saving his daughter. There Goburou clears up he wants a reward in return. Actually he was testing the leader, and the leader pulled out his family heirloom as an offering. The leader seemed a trustworthy person, so Goburou apologized for testing him. In exchange, he gives him the information on human army, and just like that, a mutual relationship was established between two villages. Then the elf leader gave some spirit stone and magic shovel as a gift, but the leader asked Goburou about the elf that came over to his village, so Goburou dodged the question, and while leaving, they even got more rewards from the leader, which turned out to be drinks and food. Then after that, even Gobmi evolved into an ogre. She evolved into a Damphor variant and got the blessings of Ice God and Bewitching Eyes, as the names suggest. She can control the guys with her alluring eyes, but her look seemed rather familiar. Well anyways, even Gob evolved into ogre as a Earth Lord and got the Earth Element's blessing, plus Sato followed them and evolved into a Blood Empress. Yet one thing was common, that all of them have tattoo just like Goburou. Then seeing the changes in the kids, Old Man gave new names to all of them, but we'll proceed with the old names. All the races were given ranks and later the war was getting near between elf and humans, so Goburou gave out the earplugs to stay in touch with everyone, but elf girls refused, because it's a taboo for elves to decorate their ears. So Goburou took all the girls into a room to spend a night to make them obedient. I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain what happened that night. After that, Goburou used his necromancer skill to call out bones. There are level of summons, and they used it as a training partner. The more the bones is equipped with gears, the higher its level, but as time went on the residents' number were rising. So Goburou caught wolf hordes to tame them and include them in their army, after which blacksmith girl refurbished Goburou's weapon and made it new. She did it with her new elemental skill. And then Gubkichi wanted to propose to Gob but he was nervous, so Goburou advised the guy to try out right now, because the earlier he gets rejected, the earlier he could forget about her. So Gubkichi listens to Goburou and proposed to Gob and she accepted the proposal. In truth Gob also asked for advice from Gobmi with the same thing, so Goburou and Gabmi made Gubkichi to make a move first. After that, the four goes over to hunt and Goburou copied the skill of a new monster. He got an exoskeleton skill that covered his body into a thick scale armor, but it takes away the clothes on his body when he deactivates his skill. More so, he got wings as a new skill as well, but controlling it was harder. Then the next day, Red Hair requested Goburou for a training session, so after spending time with her, goes over to Blacksmith Girl and saw two elves have joined her to develop a new weapon. They made auto-firing cross which was a success. He goes over to the twin sisters and helps them out with the cooking. He was spending time with his girlfriends, and then the alchemist got a turn. She showed her new products to Goburou and started to love him, which made other girls jealous, so the night was spent in the group adventure. After that, the next morning someone came from the elf village, and Goburou had prepared an item that makes elf look like a dark elf. He came over to inform Goburou that humans had made their move as they had begun their attack, so the elf king wants his support in return for reward. Goburou obliged with their request only on one condition, which is that he will be the leader of his own men's. He gives a communication device to the messenger to give it to the king, and after he left, Goburou called out to everyone and told them they are mercenaries from today onwards. They serve under no one other than their leader, and their group's name will be Parabellum. Parabellum was ready to show their might in the war. But that's where episode 5 ends. But if you missed the previous episodes of this anime, don't worry, I have created a playlist where you could watch all of the episodes, playlist link in description. Please watch the missed out episode to understand the story. Until then, take care.